Big winter storm happening in New Jersey today. I hope that you have downloaded my documents to create either one of these beautiful Carried by Hope cards. I've cut a light green background. You could also do it on a pink or a darker green. And I love to purchase cards that are similar so I can cut them at the same time. Stay with me and let's make something beautiful. This is the Carried by Hope Rose greeting card. I've cut all my pieces. My tools today are the self-closing tweezers, a pair of non-stick scissors if I need to use my foam tape. You could also use pop dots. I have Recollections tape gun. I also always have handy a battery operated glue gun, but I don't think I'm gonna need that today. The first thing I'm gonna do is put my petal shapes on. Oh, and also a Zig glue stick, a glue pen. So I'm just gonna put some glue down. When I cut out my shapes and I take them off my sticky mat, I try to always have them cut in order so that when I build it, I can see where they go. Now this was a little bit thicker paper than I'm used to using, so I just had one little error there. Now for this piece, I think I'm going to use the tape. And it goes right into the point of this leaf, and then it falls evenly on the other side. This one, I'm going to use the Zig pen. What I love about the Zig pen is it gets into the tiny little spots. And then I can just drop it in. And just to see where this one goes, again, it's the divot of the top of the leaf point. And then the other side will fall in naturally. The darkest red is my base. And again, here's your point. So you know it just sort of sits right in. Now I'm not going to put it onto the base yet. I'm gonna just build the rose first because I might want to raise the rose. Here's your point, 2 point, using my tape. I am going to use the Zig pen into this tiny little spot up here. I think I'd like to have the rose pop dotted. So this one goes into the corner, and then this one you'll follow the center piece, which I think is, oh, I have one piece not cut out or pulled out. So if I find this shape right here in my center, that's how it will lay in. So always put down one piece first, and then the rest of the shape will fall in because it's all attached. Let's use here. And then this, right, is going to, I think I'm gonna hold it by the inside piece here. Let's do that. So when I glue it down, I could just put it into position. This is where the Zig pen certainly comes in handy because I don't want any of these little shapes to be popped up. If you use a speed of 3, and a blade depth of approximately 5.5. I set my 65-pound paper to cardstock plain. On the thicker light green, I should have set it to cardstock heavy. So I'm gonna lay it in right there. So pressing that one in first, the rest of the rows will just settle right in. If you had 3 other pinks, you could certainly do that. And what I'm going to do is position this on the card. Again, this point is here. I'd like my rows to be up. You can also just look at the art on the file that you purchased. But I'm going to put Carried by Hope here. Now I also cut out the green textured paper, a pink paper, and then another light green. So I think maybe I want to have this card, actually let's do it on the green like it is in the file. And then I think I'm going to put the next one on the pink. Or, okay, light green it is. Sometimes I'd like to give myself a little variety. So first thing I'm going to put down is my rose. And I'm going to make sure that I have enough lettering space at the top. I think right there in the middle. I'm going to use this fun foam tape. And the reason I use the non-stick scissors is because the glue from the tape really kind of gets on your scissors. If you don't have the non-stick, it's something you might have to clean off with maybe nail polish remover. But for the most part, the scissors work beautifully. Okay, my point, right? I'm just gonna know where this is gonna sit down. I want my rose to be vertical or not, a little vertical in the middle. And now I'm also going to technically pop dot the flower. The lettering is going to go down flat, and I'll use my zig pen because it's delicate. And I'm just going to eyeball how it goes in. Right, I sort of want it centered-ish. So the first word I'm going to put down is carried, and I'm just going to make sure that my lettering looks straight. I don't recommend Elmer's glue for something like this. You really need a paper glue. Sometimes Elmer wrinkles. And here's the dot of my eye. I also have this handy tool, which is I think it's called Pick Me Up, and exactly what it did, picked me up. I'm going to put my glue dot there. Now if I put this here, I have the other end of the tool. Lets me separate it. Kind of neat, right? I'm just going to finger press everything down. And what a special sentiment. Sometimes we really need to just be carried by the hope. You'll see in the collection of the second part of this video, I have also the Carried by Hope, but it's a hydrangea, depending on which flower you prefer to send or give or make for yourself. You could take the whole document and make it larger and put it onto a wood shape. You could make it wall art instead of a card. Finger press it down. There you have it. Stay tuned for the second part, showing you how to put the other card together. That's the hydrangea. For the hydrangea card, again, I always recommend trying to cut it from back to front so that you could pull it off the mat and lay it into position. If you can't do that, you need to look at the original art so that you can tell where it goes. So even though I've cut it back to front, I'm actually going to put it together as I took it off the mat so that I can not stress about where the pieces go. This top round piece fits right into this position so that the edge is here as well. So this is the first piece I'm going to put on. I'm using the Zig pen again. The paper really cuts beautifully. 65-pound paper. A speed of 3 I love to use. And even though on my setup I use plain it goes right here. Okay, so this piece round is up here. I use plain cardstock setting with a pressure of sometimes 18 or 19. Most often my machine comes in with a pressure of 20, but that occasionally pulls the paper, which I don't like. Especially on this design, which has a lot of little dots out. If you find that the dots haven't released from the cutter, you can just pop them out with your pen or your picker thingy. Right, you can see that I have, oops, that hole is not seeing through, but I'm okay with that. So then this flower is the top piece, and then I'm just going to press it down. And it's really okay if it doesn't fit perfectly because there's no mistakes in art. So I'm going to put this piece on, but I am going to add some foam tape. And using my non-stick scissors, I'm going to cut this foam tape. I think I actually got the foam tape in the dollar store. And I'm going to cut some smaller pieces. And the reason I am putting this onto the base raised is I really want to create a little bit of a shadow. Okay, let's put this on. Take my backs off. One more. Or not. Okay. And just in case you say, oh no, how does it go down? See this edge here is really this flower here. If I put this one in position first, everything else falls naturally. I think it adds some nice dimension. And then I will foam tape it also onto here. Now in this design, unlike the rose in the video before this, I attached the lettering. So this is really going to go on first. And I'm just going to use my tape gun to put this down. However, I am using the Zig pen for the lettering. Just want everything to be flat on the card. I'm going to put this down so that the BY is straight. Then I'm going to add in my hope. I'm going to hold it with my my tweezers that close automatically. Let's put that in straight. Just gonna eyeball it. You could always use a ruler if you prefer. I have a tendency to not to draw a line on the card because then it's hard to get rid of the pencil mark. I feel at times we all need a gentle reminder that we are carried by hope and each other. I'm going to use my picker to pick up the dot of my eye. Glue down. The back of the Pick Me Up has a, use this side to release it. And now I'm going to lay in, and again, if you've lost your place, this little dip here is this dip here, so that it fits in. I'm going to pop this one up with the foam tape. I just need a few pieces to stabilize it. Not as many as the first time. The beauty, if you actually do purchase both cards, is that I cut them at the same time because I really wanted the colors to be uniform. There you have it. Carried by Hope. Carried by Hope. If you love roses or if you prefer the hydrangea, I also started to put the rose on a pink card. You could go dark green. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate a thumbs up, and you'll never miss a tutorial. Find my other designs in the Design Silhouette store. Some designs will be coming to Etsy in bundles. So look me up, search me out, and I appreciate crafting with you.